your radio, Diamond 88.7 FM remains your best bet. Be it sports, talk radio, entertainment, and music, one thing is certain, we've got you.
On Diamond 88.7 FM, we give credible, factual, balanced reports at all time. Join us as we take you around the globe on the world news. Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, your shining supreme station.
From the news desk at Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, this is news around the world.
In the headlines, President Tinubu arrives Yola to inaugurate key projects. Vice President Kashim Shettima returns to Abuja from AU Summit in Ethiopia. Chief Justice of Nigeria to inaugurate 14 new judges for Federal High Court on Wednesday. On the foreign scene, aviation workers strike disrupt flight at Kenya's main airport. In business news, Nigeria's inflation rate drops to 15.1%. In entertainment news, Omotola Jalade Kende hails women's dominance entrepreneurial drive in Nollywood. From the world of sport, Iran target friendly with Super Eagles ahead of 2026 World Cup. Good evening and many thanks for joining us for news across the world on Diamond 88.7 of Ilorin. I am OMONIKE. BABATUNDE. You can listen to us via our website at www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook or Diamond 887 FM. You can also download our app on Play Store, Diamond 887 FM. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Let's go, please.
You ugly. Everybody they post picture for social media. You too they post picture.
Hey, wait, this picking no even fine. Yeah.
See this bro guy, now your generation they here.
You probably don't know how much your words hurt, but cyberbullying is real. Words hurt, whether it's in person, from typing, or behind a screen. Just a comment or unnecessary share from someone you know or from a complete stranger can hurt. Words can even end lives. Think before you type. Stop cyberbullying today.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
You're welcome back from that break. Now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu this afternoon arrived at the Yola International Airport for the inauguration of projects executed by the Governor Ahmed Finitri administration in Adamawa. The projects include model school constructed across 21 local government areas of the state. The model school comprised pre-primary, primary and junior secondary section with facilities such as sport complexes and other learning infrastructure. Other projects slated for inauguration include a 8-lane underpass bridge on Galadima Haminu Road linking Jimba to the state capital. Also to be inaugurated are a new multi-purpose hall, a remodeled high court, a newly built officers complex and a new government house office complex. The Vice President Kashim Shettima has returned to Abuja after representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the 39th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of African Union Heads of State and Government and the 30th AU General Assembly held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Communications, Stanley Onwocha, announced this in a statement. The Vice President also held a meeting with United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who urged Nigeria to lead Africa's push for a restructured global order. He used the summit platform to advocate for a continental shift towards health security sovereignty in Africa, calling on African nations to move away from dependence on foreign aid and build self-sufficient homegrown health systems. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, will on Wednesday, 18th February 2026, swear in 14 new judges recently appointed for the Federal High Court of Nigeria. The inauguration is scheduled to take place in Courtroom 2 of the Supreme Court, Abuja. A statement released today by the Director of Information and Public Relations of the court, Dr. Festus Akonde, indicated that members of the bench, bar, and media organizations are to attend the swearing-in ceremony. The statement also said that strict adherence to the dress code and security protocols will be required for entry into the courtroom. The National Judicial Council, NJC, had recently recommended 14 candidates to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for appointment as judges of the Federal High Court. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has cleared 14 parties ahead of the August 8th governorship election in Osun State. However, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and Labour Party, LP, were not cleared for the election. Spokesman for INEC in the state, Musa Olurode, disclosed these in a statement in Osogbo. Musa stated that the 14 parties successfully completed the primaries and uploaded the names and particulars of their candidates, including running mates, within the stipulated deadline. Musa urged political parties, candidates, and the public to inspect the published document as provided by law. On his part, the state resident electoral commissioner, Reg Mutu Agboke, reassured stakeholders of INEC's commitment to transparency and professionalism in conducting the election, calling for continued support from parties and the public. The All Progressives Congress APC in Osun State has selected former lawmaker Tunde Lekan Olatunji as the running mate to its governorship candidate Bola Oyebamiji ahead of the 2026 Osun State governorship election. The development was confirmed today as the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) Osun State Office published names of political parties, their governorship and deputy governorship candidates. Olatunji, an indigene of Edwabo Town, previously represented Ife North State constituency in the Osun State House of Assembly between 2019 and 2023. During his tenure in the Assembly, Olatunji served as Chief Whip, where he was involved in coordinating legislative business and maintaining party discipline within the House. The news across the world is reaching you from 588.7 of FM. Laurie will go on a break now, and when we return, we'll bring you foreign and sport news. Do stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
You're welcome back from that break. You're still listening to news across the world, reaching you from 588.7 FM in Lorry. And now we'll move on to the foreign stories. A workers' strike disrupted flight and air traffic control operations at Kenya's main airport. Kenya Airways, KQ, warned passengers of possible schedule adjustment, including delays, and advised them not to proceed to the airport without first confirming their flight status. Last week, the Kenya Aviation Workers Union (KAWU) gave notice of a strike starting from today over unresolved grievances, including unemployment agreement that is stalled in negotiations. KAWU threatened a total shutdown of Kenya airspace if its demands were not met by today. Still on the foreign scene, after 2 rounds of trilateral talks in Abu Dhabi, Ukraine, United States, and Russia are meeting. Again, still from the foreign scene, after 2 rounds of trilateral talks in Abu Dhabi, Ukraine, United States, and Russia are meeting in Geneva tomorrow for 2 days of negotiations. The meeting takes place just days before the 4th anniversary of Russia's all-out war. The delegations are gathering as fierce fighting continues along the roughly 1,250-kilometer front line and amid relentless Russia's bombardment of civilian areas and energy infrastructure, which left millions of Ukrainians without electricity, water, and eating in freezing February weather. The Russian military spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said that talks in Geneva will cover a wider range of topics than the previous rounds in Abu Dhabi. According to Peskov, the delegations will specifically discuss the most complicated issue, Ukraine's territories. That into foreign news, and up next is
Diamond FM Business News.
In a business update today, Nigeria's inflation rate eased to 15.10% in January 2026 as consumer prices fell sharply following the rebasing of the Consumer Price Index (CPI), signaling early relief from persistent price pressures. In a press statement, Statistician General of the Federation and CEO of NBS, Prince Adeyemi Adeniro, said on a year-on-year basis, headline inflation declined marginally by 0.05 percentage point from 15.15% in December 2025 and plunged by 12.51 percentage point from 27.61% recorded in January 2026. According to the report, the headline inflation rate from January 2026 stood at 15.10%, fell by 0.05% and 12.51% when compared to 15.15% and 27.61% recorded in December 2025 and January 2025, respectively. Food inflation emerged as the biggest source of relief, slowing to 8.89% year-on-year and contracting sharply by 6.02% month-on-month, reflecting broad-based declines in staple food prices across the country. The Bureau attributed the drop to lower prices of key food items, including yams, eggs, maize, beans, beef, cassava, palm oil, and groundnut oil, easing pressure on household spending after months of sustained increases. That into business news. Up next is entertainment news.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
In entertainment update today, award-winning actress Omotola Jalade Kehinde has commended the role of women in Nigeria's film industry, stating that they dominate key segments and often run multiple businesses alongside their acting careers. Speaking during a radio interview, Omotola underscored the pivotal role women have played in sustaining Nollywood, citing their entrepreneurial drive and capacity to balance diverse ventures. The actress added that many female actors combine their film career with enterprises such as modeling, brand influencing, and retail businesses. Omotola also shared her personal experience, revealing that she continues to receive gifts and assistance from admirers despite being married. However, she emphasized that her husband remains secure in their marriage, describing him as the most secure person she has ever met. With that into our entertainment news, up next is our sport news.
Diamond FM Sports News.
From the exciting world of sport today, Iran is planning a friendly with Nigeria ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Iran Football Federation are currently finalizing Team Mali's preparation for the World Cup and have identified the Super Eagles as a potential opponent. According to statement from the Iran Football Federation, there has been negotiations with the Football Federation of Costa Rica and Nigeria to arrange 2 warm-up matches in March. Iran has already been drawn into Group G, where they will face Belgium, Egypt, and New Zealand. The Super Eagles failed to qualify for the Mondial after losing 4-3 on penalties to Democratic Republic of Congo in the final of the African playoffs. Still from the exciting world of sport, former Nigerian women's national team goalkeeper Precious Dede has announced the birth of quadruplets after many years of waiting for a child. The former Super Falcons safe hand shared the news on her Instagram page, expressing immense joy over the development. She described welcoming 4 children at once after years of waiting as proof that the delay is not denial. Dede is one of Africa's most decorated goalkeepers, having earned more than 19 caps for Nigerian senior women's national team. She announced her retirement from international football in 2016 after making her final FIFA Women's World Cup appearance in 2015. Dede represented Nigeria at 4 Women's World Cup tournaments, 3 Olympic Games, and 4 Women's African Cup of Nations tournament, winning the continental title twice in 2010 and 2014. That's it from the exciting world of sport. With that, we've come to the end of news across the world. But before we go, here's a recap of the major highlights. President Tinubu arrives to Yola to inaugurate key projects. Vice President Kashim Shettima returns to Abuja from AU summit in Ethiopia. Chief Justice of Nigeria to inaugurate 14 new judges for Federal High Court on Wednesday. On the foreign scene, aviation workers' strike disrupts flight at Kenya's May Airport. In business news, Nigeria's inflation rate drops to 15.1%. In entertainment news, Omotola Jalade Kende hails a women's dominance entrepreneurial drive in Nollywood. From the world of sports, Iran target friendly with Super Eagles ahead of 2026 World Cup. For today in history, did you know that on this day in 1991, the Nigerian women's international football team, the Super Falcons, played their first ever international friendly, defeating Ghana 5-1 in the milestone match? Now you know. More information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM newsroom number on 091-6062-7526. One more time, 091-6062-7526. The news across the world was edited by Abiodun Akiwumi, and my name is OMONIKE BABATUNDE. Thank you for listening to your shining supreme station, and please stand by for the news in Yoruba language. Good evening.
For up-to-date news reported across the globe, be rest assured you're on the right radio dial. Diamond 88.7 FM.